Good morning. Chaplain Anderson, and this devotional is for a field environment or austere environment where there aren't really any resources or opportunity for reference. Okay, what I want you to come away with from our few minutes together is to give your best self a better chance, or to give your better self its best chance. Who here likes audiobooks? Yeah, they are fantastic. Nothing like listening to an audiobook while you're working out or doing some chores. I want you to think of an audiobook where the narrator is so good that you forget it's one person. You are thinking, they just inhabit each character. And this applies to us because when we read scripture, when we engage in a movie or scripture, whatever it is, who do we empathize with? Who do we sympathize with? Who do we think we are? We're the hero, right? We're the protagonist. One thing that I want to share from my own tradition, the Unity tradition, is that we have a radically personal approach to the scriptures, which is, in addition to the scripture being about the narrative, it is about the journey of our soul. And so not only does the story apply to you, but every single character is you. And a very powerful example of this in the Hebrew scriptures, we all know this, and I'm going to ask you to join in, is the story of Nathan and David in 2 Samuel 12. So Nathan tells this story where he says, there were two men in a city, one rich and one poor. The rich man had everything. He had flocks and he had, so many wives and property. You might relate, David. But then there was a poor man, and the poor man, all he had was one little ewe lamb. One little ewe lamb that he bought. And he raised it, he grew up with it, he raised it with his children, he would feed it some of his dinner. This little ewe lamb would drink out of his own cup, and he loved it like a child. And then one evening, the rich man had a guest. And instead of getting one of his many lambs or sheep or even cattle, he didn't want to give up any of those. He wanted the poor man's lamb. So he took that beloved little lamb and offered that lamb up for dinner. And David, how does David respond? He is furious. He makes one of the most powerful oaths, and he says, Chai Adonai, as the Lord lives, that man should die. And then what does Nathan say next? With me. You are the man. And David is condemned. And then Nathan, of course, lays out the consequences of David's bad behavior. And this is a very powerful example of how this different frame of reference can both motivate us and hold us accountable. Because even though we like to think of ourselves as the hero, and very often we are the hero, all of us at different times are king and prophet, convicted and redeemed. And so I invite each one of you to remember that every situation, every sermon, every exercise, it is information about you. It is invitation about you. And one thing I learned in prison as a chaplain is that pretty much we are as good as our contexts. So know yourself. Know how you behave in certain company. Know how you behave when maybe you've had a bit to drink. And become an ally to your better self. Be wise. When did David sin? I think it was the second look. Maybe he shouldn't spend his evenings on the roof. And so again, take every opportunity, know yourself, and use each moment to become your better and your best self. Thank you.